Right, step 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. So, entirely ready. And how do I know that I'm entirely ready? How do I know that I am ready? Well, it's a feeling, if you've done your fifth step and you've done a good fifth step, you've gotten through it and you've let go of your past and you're processing your past. Yes, it doesn't mean that everything is going to disappear, all your bad behaviors, all your habits, all your stinking thinking, so to say, all your character defects are going to go away. That doesn't happen, but you become more aware of them. And once you start to become more aware of them, then that's when you're ready. Do I feel ready? And you will do, because you'll see that you know that you want to change and you want to make things different. You want to change your life for the better. And you know that, old thoughts and feelings and behaviors and attitudes, etc., are not going to help you do that. So you need to make those changes. And am I still focusing on negative emotions? Of course you are. Everybody does. You can't be purely positive 100% of the time. You're going to have a bad day. We all have bad days. But it's catching yourself though. Not getting the run of yourself. If you find that your thoughts and your emotions are primarily negative, you got to stop and ask yourself what's going on. It's funny how, once you get into that kind of downward spiral of negativity, it's very hard to shake, and it seems to just go from one crisis to the next crisis. That's the trigger, and that's the telltale sign that you have to stop what you're doing. Don't keep doing more of what you're doing that's not working. Stop and just sit down and reflect and gather your thoughts and gather your feelings and ground yourself again, and then you can move on in a more positive light. So am I still focusing on negative thoughts? And as I said, with the feelings, it's exactly the same. Right, to have God remove, why can I not do it on my own? And I suppose that's a good question. Why can't you? But on the sense, when we look at God in this context, it's not that God's going to come down or some higher being is going to come down and touch you on the head and take away all your bad thoughts and feelings. But you do need help, and that's the main purpose. To have these removed, you have to become aware of them, and you even have to kind of meditate on them, pray on them. Become knowing of them. So that's the whole thing. God needs to be involved. God, other people do, to say accountability partners or people who you ask to kind of help you, keep an eye on you, etc. If you are starting to go back. And do I want it removed? Do I want God to remove it? Do you want to keep your character defects? Do you want to hold on to them? Do you want to keep feeling miserable? Your choice at the end of the day. It's the same as do I want to remove it at all? And some people do get stuck in the poor me's and stay comfort zone, but this is about moving out of that discomfort zone, into discomfort, but it'll be better for you in the long run. Right, so all the character defects, and yeah, we have thousands and thousands of character defects. We pick them up all through our lifetime. Bad habits, bad routines. Example, some of them we learned from our peers, our parents, school, society. So when we say what defects, we look at the ones that are most risk to us. So you look at the big ones that could cause you to have a relapse. Things like resentments, rage, fear, anxiety, depression. Those are the kind of character defects that you have that you need to look at. Identifying them. You will know because this is something you will have been feeling and thinking for a long time, even when you were in active addiction, maybe even before. So you will know the main character defects in you and the kind of person that you are, your personality, your attitude. Do you want them or not? Well, most people, as I say, you don't want your character defects. You want rid of them. But it'll take a lifetime of work, and you'll always be adding new character defects. That's just being human. We make mistakes, but that's okay as long as you can learn from them. And again, what will my character be like without defects? But as I said, you'll always have defects of character. Everybody does. There's nobody who is clear or clean of character defects. But the main ones that would do you the most harm are the ones that you need to get rid of and work on: resentments, fear, etc. A complete new outlook on life, and you can get a new positive perception of yourself. It does happen. You have to change the inner voice inside of you in the subconscious mind that's been telling you, or you've been telling it, and it's been telling you that you're no good, or being no good, you can do nothing, and you need to change that. And that can happen. It takes persistence and consistency, and just keep at it, and you will start to feel better. You will start to see yourself in a better light. Affirmations are great things to do as well. But believe the affirmations and take action and ask, why am I feeling this way? Or why should I believe in this? And why should I believe in myself? And you will find those answers, and you will start to see yourself in a better light. But it takes work, and you have to do quite a bit of work on yourself to start to feel more positive and feel better in yourself. Perception of the world around you. Yes, the world was a frightful place in addiction. It was a fearful place. You didn't want to wake up in the morning, you didn't want to face the world, but the world is just the world, and that's all it is. It's how we perceive it. So if you look at the world in that context, that it's not for you or against you, it's just there, and it's whatever you make of it that's important. And then the self-acceptance, as that grows, as your new outlook grows, you become more accepting of yourself for who you are. Not what you are, what you think you should be, or what you're not, but just the person that you are inside of you, who you are. And every single one of us is unique. And there's no two of us. We're all unique to this world, even though there's 7 billion plus of us. So who you are is very important. Who you are is a major player in this whole, system of life. And the peace of mind comes with self-acceptance, and that's just being contented in yourself, no matter what's going on around you, that everything is going to be okay. Right, just to sum up, acknowledging our character defects, especially the ones we need to change, and that's important. It's a process. Again, it'll take time to change them. They're not going to happen overnight, but just become aware of them as you're going along. Make notes of them wherever you want to. Take a journal or whatever, just as long as you become aware of the different character defects that you feel you might have, which might be harmful for you. Removing what we can with the help of God, with help through prayer, meditation. As I say, prayer is asking for help. Meditation is listening to that help. And meditation takes time to get used to. It's easy to do, but hard to do well. So you have to take practice at meditation, but you do start to ground yourself. You start to hear and get to know what you need to do more so. All right, thanks. See you in step 6.